Man, that's not just, and here we go. We're getting into our next game and into our next series. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the Australian Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing his own clan, Taste the Bacon, aka Pig Pan. It is Pig. Ooh, going for 15-15, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the, I want to say Canadian? I believe the Canadian Terran player, the Red Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Milo. I believe? I need to double check. Here we go. As, yeah, we have Pig going for a 15-15 opener. This is something we don't see too often in this matchup. I say that we do see it often against players like Bjorn. This is a very safe way to play. This will keep you safe against something like 2rax Reaper, for example. And to be fair, I don't know what happened in game 1. It's possible that Milo did open up 2rax Reaper. If that's the case, then, I mean, this is a solid response here out of Pig. This will be leading into a 15 spawning pool timing. The downside of this opener is delayed gases. Your gases are far later, so Pig is going to be skipping out on gases initially, which means Pig is most likely going to be working towards roach play, as he's going to be droning up on 2 bases and prioritizing his queen production. Meanwhile, just quickly checking, because I'm pretty sure Milo's Canadian, but I'm going to look him up. Yes, he is. Oh, Bobby, we remember. Yes, the Canadian Terran player. So now Milo just going for a Rex expand. Pig now taking his gases, is going to be settling in, and we'll see if Pig goes for delayed link speed or if he indeed does go for a roach horn. So now he is just going to be joining up, and we're settling in. Catching him in the chat. Clem said it was too late again for him. I see. It sounds like the vacation for Clem meant that he was actually going to bed on time. I mean, I say that, if I remember correctly, last week Clem was awake, but Clem was playing Deadlock, right? Am I not mistaken? I remember hearing in the chat, it was either last week for this tournament or maybe last week for, oh, Strength goes down. Nice pick up here out of Milo. Oh my god. It was either last week for this tournament or last week for the Wardy TV Monday, but I remember Clem not playing in a tournament because he was playing Deadlock with like Roddy and stuff like that. I'm shaking my head. So, oh, as the Lings do get across the map, they do delay the CC. Very nice counter damage here out of Pig. Gets a CC, gets a Marine as well. Ay. But what I was gonna say is that I'm not fully convinced that Clem isn't awake right now playing Deadlock. Because that's a very real possibility. As the Ling is still wreaking havoc in the main, is going to be forcing the Reaper back home. Reaper will clean this up, but this was just a nice bit of counter damage here by Pig, especially after he lost 1 drone across the map, getting 2 SCV kills, delaying the CC, and getting a full scout. It is a 3 CC build here out of Milo, and Pig, ooh, is going into a lair. So if you remember earlier, when we saw the 15-15, I mentioned how he would be skipping link speed, and I assumed he would be going roaches. He is skipping link speed, but that is not a roach horn. That is a fast lair instead, followed by the roach horn. Okay, so he is playing roaches, but with this fast lair timing, Pig, he can rush into roach speed, and he can be hyper aggressive with this. There's going to be like a window. There's going to be a timing here for Pig, so much more aggressive than I thought he would be. I assumed it was just going to be roaches, like into a macro game, into a third base, into just droning up, but Pig has potential to be in the face of his opponent. We shall see. So we are going to be settling in. So far, spreading his creep, getting his third base up and running. His third base was delayed, bear that in mind, but that's okay when you're playing roach like this, just because you do have to saturate and prioritize gas mining here as well, so you have to drone up your natural a little bit further than you otherwise normally would, so the later third base is perfectly fine here when you're playing 2-base roach. As Pig is now taking his 4th gas. And there's roach speed. Roach speed is on the way. He can go into +1 range as well. Meanwhile, Milo moving out with his Hellions. Poking in, trying to find a way through the Queens. Liberator moving out as well. It was 3CC 1-1-1. No Banshee play, just Lib instead. As Liberator does siege up in the natural. Alas, Queen is ready for this. Spore is still on the way. One drone goes down. Just the one. So good reaction here out of Pig. Does minimize his losses. Liberator goes into the main. Likewise, Hellions towards the third base, but alas, there's no drones here to actually focus down. And no saturation yet. The Liberator is going to be cleaned up. And Pig is going to be now droning. And we can see here that Pig, he did make roaches, but only enough to defend. Only enough to, to stabilize, to keep up with the Hellions. Behind this, Pig is taking to a fast infestation pit. Okay, you have my attention. This can be for a fast hive, which would coincide with the fast lair to rush into hive tech, or we could even see some infestors. This Pig is moving out. As the Overseer does dip in, trying to get a scout off. We do have confirmation that Milo, of course, is playing Bio, prioritizing Marauders now that he knows he's up against roaches, of course. Third base being taken and the infestation pit is done. Pig, what do we do with it? Are we going for the hive? Are we going for infestors? Aliens poking in. Ooh, Pig getting supply block quite heavily. 6 overlords on the way. I mean, the Viking did kind of force an overreaction there. Not bad. Hunting down overlords, forcing a supply block, and we have the answer. It took a little bit longer just because of the supply block, but 6 infestors. That's a lot of infestors. That's going to be 6 fungal growths available, but Pig is doubling down. Now, what I find most interesting is that Pig is making a wave of infestors, but he's still droning. Typically, infestors, they're a good supportive unit, especially if you believe the Terran player is going to be hyper aggressive. They can keep you safe, they can buy time. Making this many feels a little bit overkill, especially considering that Pig is droning. Like, Pig, he's droning up, working towards 4-base saturation. 1-1 is on the way, is about to finish up. Link speed is on the way. That tells us that Pig is thinking about transitioning into Link support, into Link Bane. So I guess what I'm saying is just really safe play out of Pig to make this many infestors. Very safe. As I don't think he intends to push in with this. So Pig being secure, spreads his creep. Meanwhile, a shout out to Ryuga, Papiga, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Hope you had a good stream. Ojalá que todo te fue bien. Ojalá, papi, ojalá. Good to see you. Aha. Good night, have fun. Buenas noches, papi, buenas noches. Get some rest, get some rest. Hope you had a good stream. As Milo is pushing out, but little does Milo know he's pushing into 6 infestors, and the fungals will graze the army. It's okay, we have 5 more fungals behind this. Second fungal does not connect. There's 4 left. There's 4 fungal growths, and again, it's just buying time. As I mentioned before, investing into this many infestors is just really safe, because the Terran player has to work through so many fungal growths to actually, threaten any bases. See Pig looking for a 4th CC. Behind this, we spoke about the transition. There it is. Baneling S is done. Baneling speed is on the way, so he's working towards Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Lings, they hit the 3rd. And they will get a couple of SCV kills. Not too bad. 2, 3, 4 SCVs going down. Ooh, up to 5. And the entire army turns around. And Pig is able to spread his creep quite freely here. Take more bases, double expand. Working towards ultras, interesting, and the spy with +1 range. He's kind of taking it in every direction. It's just a little bit of everything here for Pig. I mean, he's looking quite comfortable. He's ready for potentially corruptors. Getting ready for ultras. Milo's having a harder time really gaining any ground. I mean, there's just so much creep to work through. Meanwhile, another Link run by. Milo's out of position. SCVs are going down. The sensor tower as well. Ooh, this is brutal. It's going to be 4 SCV kills at the same time. Lings, they bust into the main. The main army does pull back. Pig doesn't commit, but he is pulling Milo apart. Ay, ay, ay. Getting ready with another Link run by. And the problem is that, like, Milo can't counterattack because he kept the production. Tank goes down. Ghost as well. But the problem is that if Milo pushes onto creep, again, there's Fungals waiting for him. Like, there's plenty of Fungals, there's plenty of Ling Bane. And Milo just getting punished here for not quite being in position. For not defending his third base, not defending his natural. Corruptor production has begun. Again, that was the big downside of this kind of army composition for Pig, but now with Corruptors, he has some anti-air to deal with the Liberators, deal with the Medevacs as well. That is a lot of bio. I'm surprised how few Medevacs there are. Like, it's not like they've been dying. Milo just prioritizing Liberators really early on, which means this army, it doesn't really have too much sustain. Bane rolls in, no split. Oh, God, God. Bit of a later reaction, but the Marines do get away. Oh no, the wall's open! Ay, 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 the wall is not a wall. Lings, they flood in. Unfortunately, there is a small gap here in the wall, and Pig is able to abuse that. Lings are cleaned up, but it forces back the army, giving Pig more time to rebuild his Banelings. More Ultra upgrades on the way. Hive is done. Hive upgrades on the way as well. And again, Pig does not have to attack with his main army. He's been harassing, that's all he's been doing, that's all he needs to do. All Pig has to do is wait for the army to push onto creep. Just wait for Milo to push into him, and then take the ideal fight. So just really patient play out of Pig is required here. And so far he's been doing well with it. You can see him throwing away his roaches. Roaches are less than ideal. Just refining his army. Waiting for the opportune moment. You see a Milo slow pushing. Pig could, threaten us around. And it does collapse in. Nice fungal. Yeah, the Fungals, they just blanket the entire army. They cover everything. And Milo will lose his entire force here. The Liberators, the Bio, the tanks. And from here, Piggy just keep pushing. Can keep going. This was essentially a 3-base all-in. GG gets called, and Pig takes the series 2-0. GG. Very impressive stuff there out of Pig. Again, Pig just playing it very slow, very steady. I mentioned before, and it was just really safe play out of Pig to rush into the infestation bit as quickly as he did, rush into 6 infestors as well. And again, as we mentioned, like 6 infestors tell us that Pig wasn't really intending to attack with them at all. It was just more defensive play. It was able to deny any kind of move outs from Milo. And fortunately for Pig, Milo was out of position a couple too many times and was vulnerable to the non-stop Ling run-bys, Baneling run-bys as well. The Lings got so much damage, and it really slowed Milo down. By the time he could move out across the map, his economy was already crippled and his timing was already missed at that point. Pig was looking very comfortable there. Very comfortable, very in control of the game. GG. GG, well played, congratulations. Pig will advance on, and now we have our next series. We're going to be following Pig into Dolan. Let's go.